I'm dreaming.
No, sir. Do you copy? Come in.
Help!
A group of armed men approaches a quiet farmhouse surrounded by healthy crops. In this world, farmland is more valuable than gold, and desperate people are willing to kill for it. One of the men calls out, pretending to ask for help, but the house is not as helpless as it looks. As one of the raiders enters the farmhouse, someone suddenly appears behind him and silently stabs him. Another attacker inside meets the same fate. Outside, the rest of the group hears almost nothing. For a moment, everything seems calm. Then a rifle cracks through the silence. A sniper hidden in the distance drops one of the raiders instantly. Panic spreads through the group as the survivors run for cover in the tall cornfields. But the defenders are already hunting them. Haley, the hardened leader of the farm, moves quickly through the field with a sword in her hand. She catches one of the attackers and cuts him down without hesitation. Grabbing his rifle, she turns the weapon on another fleeing raider and fires. Only one attacker remains. A teenage boy named Emmanuel follows the last figure through the crops. When the stranger turns around, Emmanuel acts without thinking and drives a knife into the attacker. The person collapses to the ground. Breathing heavily, Emmanuel pulls off the mask to see who he just killed. To his horror, the attacker is a woman. The family gathers around as the wounded raider struggles to breathe. Some of the kids joke about the fight, but Haley quickly reminds them that bullets are precious and nothing should be wasted. Life in this world is harsh, and survival always comes first. Finally, Emmanuel is ordered to finish the job. Nervous but determined, he raises the gun and pulls the trigger. Later, the family gathers for lunch. Even during quiet moments, discipline remains strict. When one of the younger girls swears at the table, she is immediately punished with push-ups. Haley runs the farm with military precision.
You work now,
Rest when we're dead.
you can head to the depot for a drop-off to Augusta at the end of the week.
Everyone has duties and no one is allowed to slack off. The children train every day. They learn how to shoot, grow crops, patrol the fences, and watch for danger. The land they protect is one of the few places left where food still grows. Haley also keeps contact with nearby farmers through a radio network.
Some of our tools are missing too. We can't trust them.
Reload.
How are we gonna survive another winter?
One of those farmers is a woman named Augusta, who sometimes trades supplies with them. But the news from the outside world is never good. Augusta warns that attacks on farms are increasing. Some groups have become cannibals, killing families and eating them just to survive. The world has grown darker since animals disappeared and food became scarce. Haley refuses Augusta's request for help training other farmers. She believes expanding their network would expose her family to unnecessary danger. Meanwhile, Emmanuel struggles with the strict life on the farm. He follows the rules, but part of him wants to see more of the world outside the fences. One day, while delivering supplies to Augusta, Emmanuel stops near a quiet river to cool off. While swimming, he suddenly notices a girl in the water nearby. She quickly disappears into the trees. Curious, Emmanuel quietly follows her trail through the forest. Soon he discovers something surprising: a crowded shelter where many children are living together. The discovery makes him realize that not everyone outside the farm is an enemy. Back at home, the family celebrates when one of the girls, Danis, is finally declared old enough to become one of the farm's defenders. The moment is marked with a small ceremony and a fire burning the remains of dead attackers. Even in this broken world, the family tries to keep some traditions alive.
Where the hell you been?
Depot run for Augusta.
You get a pass off farm, and you miss your sister's ceremony? Feel bad about having a good harvest?
It wouldn't be rotting if we brought in some help. Have you even tried talking to them?
Boy, who the hell you think you talking to? It's because we don't need nothing and nobody.
But Emmanuel cannot stop thinking about the mysterious girl. Eventually, he sees her again near the farm. This time, she appears injured and frightened, begging for help. Ignoring his mother's strict rule about outsiders, Emmanuel secretly brings her into the barn and treats her wounds. The girl introduces herself as Dawn. At first, she refuses to explain where she came from, or why she was near the farm. Emmanuel asks questions, but she clearly does not trust him yet. Still, as the days pass, the two begin to grow closer. Their secret does not last long.
Look, I need to find out if they're alive.
When I was a kid, people started showing up without asking.
Look, if you could just let me use the radio to try to contact them, and you'll never see me again.
One morning, Haley discovers Dawn hiding in the barn. Furious that Emmanuel disobeyed her rule, she confronts the girl and demands the truth. Under pressure, Dawn finally admits that Augusta is her aunt. The revelation surprises Haley, but she remains cautious. Trust is dangerous in this world.
Say one more word! We were attacked.
How many?
Guards aside. Not military. They were rough looking. They just showed up. Please, my aunt Augusta Taylor. She told me to find the Freemans.
Soon after, Haley hears terrifying news over the radio. Another farm has been attacked, and the entire family there has been eaten by cannibals. The threat outside their land is growing stronger. Later, Emmanuel joins Sarge and Dennis on a trip to an abandoned depot to gather supplies. Inside the building, they find something horrifying. Bodies hanging from the ceiling, preserved like stored meat. Before they can react, several armed men appear and claim they are soldiers helping nearby farms. Sarge immediately suspects they are lying. A firefight breaks out and the men are killed. But just when they believe the danger is over, a woman who had been pretending to be dead suddenly stands up and shoots Dennis. She collapses with a serious wound. The group rushes back to the farm, where Haley performs emergency surgery. After a tense moment, she manages to save Dennis's life. The attack proves something terrifying. The raiders are using tricks and deception to hunt farms. Meanwhile, Dawn finally reveals the full truth to Emmanuel. Her group has been captured by cannibals. They force prisoners to help lure other families into traps. If they refuse, the cannibals threaten to kill their loved ones. Realizing the farm may already be in danger, Emmanuel decides to act. He leaves with Dawn to find Augusta and warn everyone. At the same time, Haley goes searching for Augusta herself. When she arrives at Augusta's property, she finds signs of a brutal massacre. Nearby barrels are filled with human remains. Before Haley can escape, someone attacks her from behind and knocks her unconscious. She wakes up tied in a basement beside Augusta, who has also been captured. The cannibal leader enters the room and mocks them. He explains that farms like Haley's are valuable prizes in this starving world. Back at the farm, Sarge realizes something is wrong when several security cameras suddenly go dark. Raiders have already begun moving toward the house. The attack on the farm has started.
I'm dreaming.
Nota, do you copy?
Even though he is injured during the ambush, Sarge fights back with incredible strength. He manages to break free from his captors and kill several attackers. Meanwhile, Haley refuses to surrender in captivity. When the cannibal leader returns, she fights back and kills him during the struggle. She escapes and rushes toward home.
Ma, I can never hate you. Everything you did, you had to do to help us survive.
Shutter on my mark.
Now.
Lights!
The final battle spreads across the farm as the remaining raiders try to take control of the property. Gunfire echoes through the fields while the family fights desperately to survive.
I need to keep working on her to save her.
You. Move over there.
Emmanuel finally returns just in time to help his mother. Haley, already wounded, faces several attackers alone. She fights with everything she has left, but the last enemy raises his weapon to finish her. At the last second, Emmanuel arrives and shoots the attacker. The battle is finally over. The farm is quiet again. Though the family survives, the world outside remains dangerous. But Haley realizes something important after everything that happened. Survival cannot be built only on fear. Dawn and the rescued children from her shelter are welcomed into the farm. Slowly, the family begins to grow again. At the dinner table, everyone gathers together as one large group. In a world destroyed by hunger and violence, they choose something different, protecting each other and building a new future together.